Hello and welcome. Tonight, it's heartbreaking as over 30 people die in Okija, Anambra State and the FCT Abuja in stampedes following distribution of Christmas palliatives. President Bola Tinubu mourns victims, cancelled engagement in Lagos. Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebetokun raises serious concern over the unorganized distribution of palliative and relief items in the country during the festive season. House of Representatives holds citizen engagement with various segments of society. Speaker Abbas Tajuddin calls for support for the lawmaking process. And the death toll from a car ramming at a German Christmas market in the city of Magdeburg rises to 5. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz promises investigation.
And on business news, NNPCL slashes ex-depot price of petrol from 1,020 naira to 899 naira per litre amid competition with other major players in the downstream oil markets.
And on sports news tonight, Britain's Tyson Fury faces Alexander Usyk tonight as the Gypsy King aims to reclaim the unified heavyweight titles 7 months after suffering his first professional loss against the Ukrainian.
A dark Saturday at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in the Maitama area of Abuja after about 10 people, including 4 children, died during a stampede at the distribution of rice and other food items to vulnerable persons. 5 of the 8 injured persons have been discharged from the Maitama General Hospital, where the remains of the deceased have been deposited. Other parishes in the FCT also distributed palliatives without having any incidents.
It's a black Saturday at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Abuja, the scene of the stampede that claimed at least 10 lives and injured 8 persons. According to the police, over 1,000 persons gathered at the premises to participate in the distribution of palliatives from the church. What should have brought smiles to the faces of the people is now a source of sadness.
They refuse to be disciplined. Calm down, go in gently, then force the gate and force themselves inside. Those people at the front fell down. All the people at their back, we are sitting down here, watching them, they are marching on them. And they brought 2 people, they lied them down here, inside in-laws that.
The floor is littered with the belongings of some of the victims. At the Maitama General Hospital, some of the survivors are still receiving treatment. While remains of the deceased were deposited at the hospital, 5 of the injured persons have been discharged. According to hospital officials, those still in admission are responding to treatment. However, a similar distribution of relief materials by the Catholic Church of Assumption, Asokoro, recorded no tragedy, as vulnerable individuals, mainly widows, got a share of the largesse.
See the crowd, all of them, they got everything. No struggling, no fighting, nothing. They follow everything orderly.
As I call, I don't see anybody die because they do it willingly. If you come, you collect, enter inside, go sit down. That's what they do. But I never see anybody die for here or faint.
To prevent a reoccurrence, the police is directing any group, church or individual that is planning any charitable activity to inform the police or be held liable for such tragedy.
There's one too many tragedies for those carrying out humanitarian gestures this festive season. In the Okija area of Anambra State, over 20 people have reportedly died today. The state Police Command PRO Tochukwu Ikenga says preliminary investigation reveals that a philanthropist from Okija community shares rice and other food items annually to provide succor to the less privileged, but it appears things went south on this occasion. The Commissioner for Information in Anambra State, Mr. Law Mefo, who expressed shock over the incident, said details are still sketchy as the Anambra State government is trying to get a clearer picture of how the events played out this morning.
From my own findings, they said like about 20 or plus people gave up here. So, and it's a sad incident.
It's sad that this year's own ended this way because the notable philanthropist has been organizing this kind of sharing over the years. And I guess an unusual number of people turned up this year. And then the unfortunate stampede. The account of the police is pointing in that direction. And we don't have all the facts. The special advisor on security, community security, is on ground, is interrogating the situation. And when the entire picture emerges, we will form a firmer position or opinion on the matter. Just to say in the interim that the governor is sad. The people are also not happy about the situation. And we just wish that this never really happened.
Also asked organizers to conduct such events professionally as they are liable to be arrested for criminal negligence.
Take note of this. This warning follows a series of tragic incidents that highlights the urgent need for a more structured and effective approach to delivering aid to vulnerable communities and members of the public in general. It will be recalled that on the 18th of December 2024, a tragic incident had occurred in Ibadan, Oyo State, where a stampede at the children's fun fair resulted in the death of at least 35 children and left many others critically injured. In the early hours of today, the 21st of December 2024, another tragedy struck at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Maitama in Abuja, in a similar stampede that occurred during the distribution of food items to vulnerable and elderly individuals. This unfortunate incident led to the death of 10 individuals, leaving many others injured. And they are in various hospitals now for treatment. A similar incident also occurred at Okija, here at the local government Anambra State today, at a palliative distribution set up by a philanthropist identified as Obi Jackson, which led to the death of several individuals.
Meanwhile, the president cancelled his events in Lagos today in honor of those that died during the fatal stampede in Abuja and Anambra State. He was scheduled to attend the 2024 Lagos Boat Regatta, where dignitaries had already gathered. In a statement signed by his Special Advisor, Information and Strategy, President Bola Tinubu reiterated that these mishaps are avoidable if planners adhere to necessary protocols to ensure safety. On Wednesday, about 35 people, mostly children, died at a Christmas fun fair in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has been actively involved in the distribution of palliatives across the country, and now is the turn of Nasarawa State, where 250 elderly people from selected 13 local government areas have received 200,000 naira each. Our correspondent Halima Gayam reports that the palliatives, which is under the Renewed Hope Elderly Support Scheme, is the second edition tagged Total Wellness, Happy, Healthy and Prosperous Lifestyle.
Elderly persons from age 65 and above selected from the 13 local government areas of Nasarawa State are at the Aliyu Akwe Banquet Hall in Lafia, the state capital. They have gathered to receive 200,000 naira each from the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. The program is under the Renewed Hope Initiative, an elderly support scheme initiated by the First Lady to cater to the well-being of the elderly, especially in the face of the current economic hardship.
This program is designed to support the welfare of our elderly citizens annually. 250 elderly citizens aged 65 and above in all 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, and veterans from the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Associations will be benefiting from this scheme.
The Nasarawa State First Lady, Silifat Abdullahi Sule, is leading the symbolic distribution, which includes cash and wrappers. She makes an appeal in the local dialect, requesting that the palliative gets to the intended beneficiaries.
They really appreciate what the First Lady is doing and really thank her. May God continue to bless her. This money that she's giving us with this wrapper, we are going to make good use of it. Honestly, some of us are facing a difficulty. I'm above 65 and we know how we are managing life. So we thank her very much. May God continue to help her so that she'll be helping with the need.
We thank God and we appreciate the First Lady that she give us the 200 and the wrapper, and I promise I will use the money into my business.
After the symbolic presentation, the items are handed over to wives of local government chairmen for onward distribution in their respective local government areas. The project is an initiative of Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, to cushion the effects of the current economic hardship on vulnerable population during the Yuletide season. Halima Agayam, Channels Television News.
In part two, after the break, House of Representatives holds citizens' engagement with various segments of society. Speaker Abbas Tajuddin calls for Nigeria's support for the lawmaking process. That's in a moment. Join us again. Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. It's heartbreaking as over 30 people die in Okija, Anambra State, and Abuja in stampedes following distribution of Christmas palliative. President Bola Tinubu warns victims, cancels all his public engagements in Lagos. Inspector General of Police Kayode Ebetokun raises concern over the unorganized distribution of palliative and relief items in the country during the festive period. House of Representatives holds citizens' engagement with various segments of society. Speaker Abbas Tajuddin calls on Nigeria's support for lawmaking process. From a car ramming incident at a German Christmas market rises to 5. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz promises investigation. Issues now. To address the challenges associated with sourcing and administration of safe drugs, the Benue State University Teaching Hospital has organized a one-day seminar for stakeholders to ensure a safe supply chain. The event, which brought together key stakeholders to discuss new strategies for ensuring the efficient delivery in the critical medical supply sector, featured a safety lecture by a former director with the National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control, Mr. Abubakar Jimo.
Participants from across Nigeria's healthcare and pharmaceutical sector gather at the Benue State University Teaching Hospital, Makurdi, to discuss safe drug sourcing and administration. The seminar, with the theme Networking Effective Supply of Drugs, Reagents and Hospital Consumables, provides a platform for collaboration in the drug chain for the teaching hospitals. Some of the participants advocate the need to explore innovative solutions such as digital inventory systems, local manufacturing support, and public-private partnerships in the sector.
Companies are ready to give you these products even on credit, so long as it can be duly paid as at when due, you won't have any problem.
The seminar is part of efforts to improve healthcare service delivery aimed at addressing the supply chain challenges that affect the availability of drugs, reagents, and consumables.
When patients come to hospital, at the end of the day, what helps them get well? It is the treatment they get. So the aim of this thing is to improve treatment. Now, we don't want the Middle Belt and Benue to be left out. So we want to improve healthcare, health policy. We want to take Benue to the standard that at least anybody in Nigeria has.
We need to rally them around, and that is what the Benue State Teaching Hospital is doing now, try to galvanize the regulatory agencies and the key manufacturers to come together to key into the vision of the teaching hospital to provide safe and efficacious medicine and also affordable.
Healthcare workers and vendors hear the implementation of the recommendations from the seminar will enhance healthcare service delivery and safe drugs administration in the state.
The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, has assured Nigerians that federal lawmakers will continue periodic engagement in order to feel the pulse of the people. He made this known at the Citizens Engagement Town Hall held at the National Assembly Library, Abuja, to discuss the state of the House and how the bills sponsored and motions moved are set to impact the people. Our correspondent, Dele Omoyeni, has this report.
Honorable Speaker, the leadership of the House of Representatives is meeting with civil society organizations, youth and women advocates, traditional institutions, and some former parliamentarians to intimate them on the state of the House. The majority and minority leaders of the House set the tone for the conversation.
The positive outcomes of this initiative have inspired today's State of the House interactive session, a platform to update you on our progress and extend our best wishes for the upcoming year.
And for the first time this is happening, it's a practical show of what democracy should be. One of the agenda of the 10th Assembly is to ensure that we have an open National Assembly. And what we have insisted is that we should be a little bit more transparent and open to Nigerian people. Let them understand what we do in National Assembly.
The Speaker highlights some key legislations embarked upon by the House.
Another bill that comes to my mind that is of great significance is the Students' Loan Access to Higher Education Act, which established a framework for accessing loans covering university education and also vocational training. Surprisingly, this act does not just provide for conventional tertiary education. It also includes those who are in vocational training, those who are diplomas, those are doing other certificates that are of vocational nature.
The Deputy Speaker, who doubles as the chairman of the Constitutional Review Committee, gives an update on the work of the committee.
What we have done severally has been to have sort of town hall or sectorial engagement. We've done that on local government, we've done that with the youth, we've done that with the women, we've done that on state police, and all the thematic areas we pick them one by one, and we gather stakeholders, because we have a list we call the stakeholders engagement list.
The only female member of the panel also lists some of the efforts of the 10th Assembly to ensure more women-inclusive legislations.
The issue of gender-sensitive budgeting. Mr. Speaker has put it as a policy that any appropriation, any bill that is coming to the House going forward must pass through the gender test before it reaches the chambers.
The House is promising to take its engagements down to the grassroots. Daily Omoyeni, Channels Television News.
And talking about the grassroots in Edo State, the local government council chairmen have continued to denounce the 2-month suspension handed to them by the State House of Assembly due to allegations of gross misconduct and insubordination. In a press briefing in Benin City, the Edo State capital, the chairman insists that they have the support of the federal government, referring to comments from the Attorney General of the Federation who condemned the suspension, which they say is affecting their people. Our correspondent, Jessica Olugusere, has this report.
On 3rd December, the local government chairman who assumed office on 4th September 2023 visited the new administration of Governor Mando Kwewunu at the Exco Chamber in the Edo State Government House in Benin City, the state capital. Reasons were given for the absence of 2 out of the 18 chairmen who pledged their commitment to working with the government to build a new Edo State.
The governance of Edo State is not attached to any party. From the day Mr. Governor and your humble self was elected, every Edo person must key in every area to support and make sure that the administration succeeds.
The Deputy Governor of Edo State, Dennis Idausa, who represented the governor in the meeting, relayed a message highlighting the need for transparency and accountability in governance.
We want you to submit your statement of accounts from on the 4th of September 2023 to date to the Asset Verification Committee.
The Edo State House of Assembly on Tuesday, 17th December, during plenary, passed the resolution suspending all 18 local government chairmen and their deputies for 2 months. The Speaker of the House, Blessing Agbebaku, explains that the decision was reached following a petition from the Edo State Governor, Mando Kwewunu, indicting the council chairmen for refusing to present their financial statements as directed. However, the council bosses are not accepting the development without a fight. They claim they've since gone to court and also in different fora voiced out their disapproval of the suspension.
So we thank Mr. President, and I would like to say that we cannot thank him enough for this privilege and opportunity. Once again, he has given to us to ensure that our office remains sacrosanct, and well protected, so that we will not get distracted in any form by doing the needful at the local level. And to the state's governor, he remains our father. And of course, we will continue to give him due respect. The idea of misconduct or insubordination does not arise at all.
The state government has set up a panel of inquiry to investigate the affairs of the chairman within the period in question, and his report is being awaited. Jessica Olubusere, Channels Television News.
The Tony Okocha-led group of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State has rejected the judgment of Justice Godswill Obomanu of the State High Court, which nullified their ward, LGA, and state congresses. Justice Obomanu delivered the judgment nullifying the congresses, which saw the emergence of Mr. Tony Okocha as chairman alongside other members of the EXCO, and imposed a fine of 10 million naira on the party. Reacting to this, the spokesperson for the group, Mr. Chibike Ikenga, criticized the judgment and revealed their decision to challenge it in court.
Justice Obomanu's court is just a court of first instance. It's not a final court.
And we have taken the matter up since, like I told you, we have already instructed our lawyers to go on appeal to the Court of Appeal. After that, whatever the outcome is, if the Court of Appeal rules in our favor, they will proceed to the Superior Court, which is the Supreme Court. And if he rules against us, we test it to the final court. So we are not worried. This is a temporary setback, and we are sure, based on the based on the laws that we know, that APC will come out strong. Like I did say, that these are all part of the 2027 politics. Those who have been frustrated in the APC in Rivers State, those who have lost out completely based on their anti-party activities, as well as having lost the structures of the party, have aligned with the Rivers State government and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and others, to see whether they can find a way to get in on our sleeves, getting under our skin. No, we have always obeyed court judgments. We have always obeyed court judgments. So that's what I said. We have asked our lawyers to do the needful to ensure that they question the jurisdiction of the court under Justice Obomanu, and to also do everything possible to ask for stay of execution of that judgment. So that's where we are now.
Still ahead on the news at 10, NNPCL slashes ex-depot price of petrol from 1,020 naira to 899 naira per litre amid competition with other major players in the downstream oil market. That's on Business News. Join us again. Welcome back. The Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi, says legacy projects are crucial to the nation's economic prosperity and assured Nigerians that come May 2025, some sections of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project will be ready for commissioning. He made this known as he took yet another tour of the infrastructural project in Lagos today, where he disclosed that the 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Road project has been reduced from 10 to 6 lanes.
The federal government's promise to deliver the 750 kilometers Lagos to Calabar Coastal Highway project appears to be on course as the minister in charge of works, David Umahi, takes another tour to assess progress of work done so far. But before the tour, the Federal Controller of Works, Lagos, Olukorede Kasher, recounts the experiences encountered at the commencement of the project.
This place was like Oyushoso, where they dump refuse. So a magnitude of about 5 meters depth in some cases. And then the contractor has carted away all that and then replaced with good soil. That's feeding from the ocean. As you can see, bits are feeding, and then we had to wait a little. If not that, we had to wait for settlement. The contractor will have fired up to, by now, maybe 30 kilometers.
The Minister of Works, officials from the company handling the project, then proceed to inspect the project, after which the minister highlights some of the key developments. The minister states that the contract will be reviewed to accommodate landmark features, as the entire stretch of the 750-kilometer highway will be fitted with CCTV cameras, which will be powered by solar to view the entire stretch of the coastal road.
They had to do special kind of treatment of the soil to feed back the 8 meters and then now update it to the design level. And so that's why we're going to review the project. Even though we're going to review the project downwards from 10 lanes to 6 lanes, the works within these 6 lanes is much more than what we envisaged in the 10 lanes. For example, these service lanes never envisaged, CCTV camera never envisaged.
Senator Umahi believes that with the current pace of work, there's every possibility that some sections of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will be ready for commissioning.
It's going to be phase 2 of this section 1 for commissioning. So we're going to be doing that, and about 10 kilometers will also be ready in phase 2. We may also want to commission that 10 kilometers in phase 2, sorry, section 2, over there. So, and generally all over the country, we're going to be commissioning, projects in phases.
The visit by the Minister of Works brought to the fore some key adjustments in the ongoing Coastal Highway project to ensure that all earmarked sections to be commissioned in the first half of next year are completed on time.
Now, besides the Lagos-Calabar Highway project, the federal government has also commenced the rehabilitation and patching of major potholes on failed sections of federal roads in Imo State under the initiative Operation Connect to Your Destination 2.0 by the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA. According to the FEMA Zonal Director, Southeast 1, Mr. Daniel Ije, the initiative, which is the brainchild of the Managing Director, Mr. Emeka Abasi, is aimed at improving the traveling experiences of commuters and reducing gridlock, especially during this festive season. Our correspondent, Eyitope Kutei, has this report.
In November this year, the Managing Director of FEMA, Emeka Abasi, was in Kano State, northwest Nigeria, to officially flag off the agency's nationwide program tagged Operation Connect to Your Destination 2.0. According to him, the aim of the initiative is to improve the traveling experience of commuters on the roads and reduce traffic congestion during the festive season.
I'm here today to flag off Operation Connect to Your Destinations 2.0. So the essence of this program is to identify the areas you have bottlenecks within the corridors and work on those corridors before the movement of commuters commence. This program is designed to ensure a hitch-free movement for commuters.
After that, the exercise shifts to the Southeast region. In Imo State, officials of FEMA are up and about, cutting potholes to sizes and providing stone base on the Owerri-Aba Federal Road by kilometer 24 to 28. The team lead, Daniel Ije, sheds more light on what the exercise is all about.
I'm here on inspection to see the work we are doing here. We're just starting photo patching on this road. So it has started off from this axis. I think we're going to have this Operation Connect to Destination on two roads. Owerri Onitsha Road, and this one is Owerri-Aba Road. We are intervening on all the federal roads. I'm just saying this Operation Connect to Destination, we are intervening on two major roads. Those are the two roads I mentioned. That does not mean our work is restricted to just these two roads. We are working on all the federal roads.
It's the same story on the section of the Onitsha-Owerri dual carriageway where Collins Unaji leads the team.
Owerri-Onitsha dual carriageway is under the Operations Connect to Your Destination program, which is initiated by the distinguished leadership of engineer Dr. Chukwuemeka Abasi. And the aim of the program is to aid movement of vehicles, especially during this Yuletide season. There are a lot of traffic, a lot of movement of people who are trying to go to their various destinations to mark the holidays. So the essence is actually to make the road much more friendlier for them, so that it also adds to the festivities of the season.
Some road users and residents of the area commend the federal government for embarking on the exercise.
During the rainy season, we do waste much time here, but at least with this now, and this is Christmas period, we will enjoy the road. The road is decongest traffic on the road.
I thank government for what they are doing for this road.
In favor of the whole people in Nigeria passing through this road. The road is good as they are patching the road, maintain the road is good.
The agency says a total of 18,850 square meters potholes will be patched, over 12,000 areas of the failed sections will be recovered, and 653 kilometers of road will be motorable, and more importantly, over 12,000 jobs will be created within the period nationwide. Eyitope Kutei, Channels Television News.
For other stories now, as part of the war against oil theft, troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Operation Wellstroke in Taraba State have arrested 4 suspects who belong to the Ambazonian rebel group in the Republic of Cameroon. The arrest followed credible military intelligence that tracked the suspect to a hotel in Takum local government area where troops intercepted a truck with 19 pieces of stolen pipelines belonging to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited. A statement by the Acting Assistant Director, 6th Brigade Army Public Relations, says the suspects have confessed to being part of the rebel group involved in arms proliferation in exchange for cocoa with their Nigerian collaborators. The suspects are currently in detention and undergoing further investigation. As Nigerians grapple with the high cost of living this festive season, the Rivers State government is offering some relief to residents. A 10-day discount market has been opened to make essential goods more affordable for them. Our correspondent, Deborah Agbalama, has this report.
The rising cost of living in Nigeria has left many struggling to afford basic necessities. In Rivers State, residents share their frustrations, highlighting food as primary even as they wish they could afford other needed items. In an effort to address these challenges, the Rivers State government established this discount market at Elekahia Stadium. Opened on December 18th, the market will run until December 28th, offering clothing and other essential goods at reduced prices to ease the financial burden on families. On our arrival at the discount market to have a first-hand knowledge of the happenings here, we could see families shopping for the season. When we inquired about the cost of goods here, both buyers and sellers confirmed that prices are indeed lower than usual.
Gowns that I'm selling like 15K in my shop. I sell it here like 8,000. Polos that I'm selling like 10K, I'm selling it here like 7,000. Then boyfriend jeans that I'm selling in my shop like 20K, I'm selling it here for 15,000. Some are selling for 8,000 too.
I just walked into this shop right now and I looked at the glasses, and when I took one of the glasses, she told me 10,000 naira. When I looked at it, I know that is what, because outside here is over 10,000 naira. I don't know how, 15, 20,000. I sell glasses, so I know the prices. So when she now said, they said they should do discounts, almost all the things here, I said, okay, good one.
Yeah. The discount market consultant who organized the initiative in collaboration with the Rivers State government gives further insights about the market.
The vendors are here, customers are here, everybody is participating. All the stand, the shops, we have 350 shops here, and it's all filled up, and it's free for everybody. We have our stage, comedians, artists are coming to entertain the crowd, so we are fine, we are good.
To ensure fairness and uphold discounted pricing, the State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry personally inspects the market.
This will reduce a lot of pressures on Rivers residents. It will mark a good beginning for next year, because when you come out and shop in a very reduced prices, you go home and smile and you think good for the governor of the day, and then your prayers will be for him. So I want to thank him specially for this wonderful idea for Rivers residents.
The Rivers State Christmas discount market goes beyond an avenue to buy and sell essential items. It also features a vibrant nightlife with shows and music performances, a playground for children, and an atmosphere filled with excitement. Deborah Agbalama, Channels Television News.
Time to find out what's happening in the world of business. Winnie Bong has details.
Thank you, Melinda. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has reduced the ex-depot price of premium motor spirits, PMS, commonly known as petrol, from 1,020 naira to 899 naira per litre. This price adjustment follows a recent similar reduction in the price of the commodity by Dangote Refinery. The National Public Relations Officer of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Association of Nigeria, Petron, Mr. Joseph Obele, who made this known in a statement today, says the move by the two major petrol suppliers has led to the increased competition in the downstream sector. He commends both NNPCL and Dangote Refinery for responding to the association's call for affordable PMS prices, and said it would ensure that the benefits of the price cuts are passed on to the end users and that the overall downstream sector remains stable and conducive for business, especially during the festive season. Meanwhile, Africa's richest man and president of Dangote Industries Limited, Aliko Dangote, has commended President Bola Tinubu for his support of the crude for naira policy. In a statement released on Saturday, Dangote acknowledges that the policy has contributed to lower fuel prices across Nigeria. He emphasizes that the Dangote refinery is dedicated to serving the Nigerian people by providing high-quality and affordable petroleum products. Dangote reiterates his commitment to collaborating with industry partners to ensure Nigerians have easy access to fuel that is beneficial to their vehicles, their health, and their finances. And the Pension Fund Operators Association of Nigeria said it will introduce 4 pension service solution providers with effect from April the 1st, 2025 to standardize pension remittance in the sector. The Chief Executive Officer of PENOP, Oguchi Aguda, made the disclosure during a presentation at the 2024 PENCOM Media Conference held in Lagos, while highlighting some challenges faced with the current system of remittance, which include uncredited retirement savings accounts and operators getting remittances without a schedule. PENOP's CEO says the association will deploy technology to resolve those challenges, while the new model will have no cost implications for employers. The country's foreign exchange reserves records an accretion this week as the gross reserves level grew by $226.47 million week on week to $40.79 billion as of December the 19th, and that's according to the latest data from the central bank. Financial market analysts attribute the latest increase in the external buffer to the crude sales, as well as some inflow from dollar remittance and mild foreign portfolio investments. Meanwhile, forex traders expect that the FX liquidity in the market will remain suboptimal despite CBN intervention, as inflows from autonomous sources remain weak. Now let's check in on the domestic stock markets, where we see trading activities ended the 3rd week of December in the green for a 3rd consecutive week after recording impressive performance in 4 out of 5 sessions. The 1.76% week-on-week to date increase in the all-share index, as well as the 1.06 trillion naira gain on the equities capitalization, was largely driven by bargain hunting in Aradel, following the ministerial consent for the acquisition of Shell Petroleum Development Company by Renaissance Africa Energy Limited, as well as strong performances by 60 other gainers. Sectoral performance was also largely positive in 4 out of the 5 key counters of the NGX. The share price of MRS Oil recorded the highest gain for the week with a 36.36% increase. John Holtz led a pack of 25 losers, more than 18% down, while the trio of Sterling Financial Holdings Company, Wema Bank, and eTransact were the top 3 contributors to a total of 2.53 billion shares traded this week. Now let's check in on the unlisted equities market, where we see its performance ended the week in the green as the index rose by 0.37% week to date. The increase on the market comes on the back of gains from some high-value securities on the market, which lifted its capitalization to 1.04 trillion naira. However, the volume of trades carried out fell by over 79%. Value was up more than 136.69% from 17 securities in 92 deals. Okitipupa Oil Palm topped the list of 4 advancers with a 10.02% gain. Geofluids led 2 other decliners with a 0.77% drop on its price, while Friesland Campina is the most traded security for the week. Now let's bring you some key expectations from Nigeria's financial markets in the coming week. And we start with the Christmas and Boxing Day break, which will be observed across banks, discount houses, the stock exchange, and other major businesses. And on December the 27th, the central bank is scheduled to hold a Treasury bills primary market auction, which will be the last one for the year. And for the stock market, the rally by equities is expected to persist on investors' bargain hunting for high-value stocks. And at the Treasury bills market, the yields are expected to decline in anticipation of influx in system liquidity, while at the FX markets, liquidity is expected to remain suboptimal despite CBN intervention and weak inflow of dollars. And that's a wrap on business. It's back to Melinda for the rest of the news at 10. And thanks, Will.
The Guards Brigade of the Nigerian Army has concluded its annual training exercise with the climbing of 1,300 feet Aso Rock. The annual ritual of the Nigerian Army Guards Brigade marks the grand finale of the brigade's training exercise, as civilians, including children, also join the troops for the exercise. Climbing Aso Rock is a prestigious exercise for the Guards Brigade, saddled with the responsibility of protecting the President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
The Ascent of Aso Rock is an annual event in Guards Brigade. Every year, activities in Guards Brigade climax with the ascent of the Aso Rock to mark the end of each year's activities. Guards Brigade has successfully carried out its presidential security duties for the year, ceremonial duties, as well as operational responsibilities in the course of year 2024. It has been challenging. However, we're able to surmount all our challenges in the course of the year. And so looking back, we have full cause to say thanks be to God. And I also want to commend all officers and soldiers of Guards Brigade for their loyalty, for their perseverance, for their dedication to duty.
Now let's cross over to Abuja studios, where Victoria Longjohn is standing by with the latest from the world of sports.
Thank you, Melinda. And a moment from now, the eagerly anticipated heavyweight boxing rematch between WBA and WBO champion Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury will take center stage. Fury is bidding to avenge his loss to unified heavyweight champion Usyk. The pair return to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where the Ukrainian defends the gold against the Gypsy King. On a match day 17 in the Nigeria Premier Football League, Kano Pillars beat Niger Tornadoes 2-1 in Kano, courtesy of goals from Rashid Al-Hassan and Super Eagles forward Ahmed Musa. Elsewhere, Promise Awosami's 84th minute goal gave Sunshine Stars of Akure a 1-0 victory over El Kanemi Warriors of Maiduguri. Bendel Insurance also secured a vital win, beating Lobby Stars 1-0 with Isaac Anal's goal scored in the 83rd minute. English Premier League, Aston Villa beats crisis-hit Manchester City 2-1 in today's early kickoff to heap more misery on Pep Guardiola. Goals from John Duran and Morgan Rogers helped Villa secure the win. Nigeria's Ola Aina got on the score sheet as Nottingham Forest secured a priceless 2-0 away victory over Brentford. Elsewhere, Alexander Isak scored a hat-trick as Newcastle United thrashed Ipswich Town 4-0, while West Ham and Brighton settled for a 1-0 draw at the London Stadium. In the last game of the day, Arsenal beat Crystal Palace 5-1 at Selhurst Park. Meanwhile, Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca has been at pains to play down the club's chances of winning the Premier League in his first season in charge. If the Blues beat Everton away on Sunday, then for a few hours at least, his side will top the table. The Italian's insistence that Chelsea is not ready to win their first title since the 2016-2017 season is understandable, given few predicted a realistic challenge by the London outfit this term.
No, I don't think so. First of all, because we try to focus on the game, not on the consequence of the game that can be leader for a few hours. So this is the first reason. And then since we start, I'm trying to convince the player not to just to be focused on the game plan, how we can beat them, how we can do the right things, no more than that. So I don't think that they can have some pressure about the consequence of the win, because first of all you have to win.
Away from football now, the Cleveland Cavaliers delivered a reality check to newly crowned NBA Cup champions Milwaukee Bucks with a 124-101 victory. Donovan Mitchell scored 27 points and Darius Garland added 16 for the Cavs, who led by as many as 36 points as the Bucks struggled in the absence of injured guard Damian Lillard. Giannis top scored for the Bucks with 33 points, 14 rebounds and 3 steals. Chris Middleton, back from illness, scored 14 points off the bench for Milwaukee, but starting guards Andre Johnson Jr. and AJ Green were a combined 0 from 9 from the field, neither contributing a point. An American skiing great, Lindsey Vonn, marked her return to the World Cup circuit for the first time in nearly 6 years by finishing 14th fastest in the Super G at St. Moritz, Switzerland. Vonn, a 3-time Olympic medalist and 4-time overall World Cup champion with 82 wins, had walked away from the sport in 2019 after a bruising 18-year career where she suffered several injuries. But last month, she announced she's coming out of retirement at the age of 40 to rejoin the U.S. ski team, having returned to training following a successful knee injury earlier this year. And that's it on Sports News. It's back to you, Melinda.
And thanks, Victoria. On the international scene, the death toll from a car ramming at a German Christmas market in the city of Magdeburg has risen to 5. Authorities are investigating a Saudi doctor suspected to be the driver of the vehicle, who is also said to have been sympathetic to the far-right Alternative for Germany party, AfD. The 50-year-old man, who has not yet been named, has been living in the country for about 2 decades now. The attack comes at a time of heightened debate over migration and security in Germany, which is gearing up for a snap election on February the 23rd. The AfD, currently polling in second place behind the conservative opposition, has led calls for a crackdown on migration to Germany. And the main news again. Over 30 people lost their lives today in Okija, Anambra State, and the nation's capital, Abuja, in stampedes following distribution of Christmas palliatives, just as President Bola Tinubu cancelled his public engagement to mourn the victims of the stampede. Also today, the Inspector General of Police has raised concern over the unorganized distribution of palliatives and relief items in the country. That's the news at 10 tonight. I'm Melinda Akinlami on behalf of the team. Good night.